Thank you all for coming today. Did you enjoy the film? This is the first time I try to make a feature-length documentary, which, the film is about four trails, their own journey of perseverance. And even for me making this film, I describe it as my own personal four trails. My background in filmmaking has always been in adventure sports. I filmed skiing outside of Hong Kong for many, many years, and every time I would come back to Hong Kong, which is my home, I would be missing the mountains. And my older brother, he was trail running at the time, and so I saw pictures of him up in the mountains, and he was doing races of 100 to 100 miles, and I was like, wow, that's really, really quite fascinating. And he told me there's this event which, not many people know about. It's quite underground. And they try to run all four trails back to back in one go in under 60 hours. And I was just like, okay, that seems like the perfect combination of the filmmaking that I like to do. I realized that the Four Trails event, it's not really about who is the fastest. It's everyone who participates has their own reasons for participating. But then I wanted to make sure that I filmed the stories of the people who just wanted to survive it for the first time or finish it for the first time. Will, for example, he in some ways knows he's not capable of doing 60, but he's still pushing as hard as he can. He's going through 3 nights of not sleeping just to get to the end because he gets so much satisfaction from that. And I think that the message you can get from this is, you don't need to be a runner or a trail runner to be inspired by the film. You can see what the runners are doing on screen and you can take that back into your everyday life. For me, my personal Four Trails was making the film. And I had many ups and downs while making it. Many moments where I was like, this is really difficult. Should I keep doing it? I don't know how to move forward, but I wanted to do it. So I found a way to push forward and finish the film and make it happen. The biggest difficulty with filming is logistics. And the event goes over 3 days and 3 nights. So trying to plan for this is really, really challenging. So in preparation, I basically hiked all 4 of the trails. I went to each location to figure out what is the best filming technique in each location. I also followed them on their training runs. And so I would know the checkpoints, where they stop, where they slow down. So then that would help me be like, okay, when they're here, they're going to be able to talk to the camera. And then the final thing, which maybe they are not too happy about, is the parts where you know that they are going to be struggling, where they're going to be in pain. So you can get that message across to the viewers of how difficult this challenge is. Everything is unpredictable. You don't know what will happen. We also had the same sleep deprivation as the runners did. So I filmed all 3 days and all 3 nights, and I think I had 2 to 3 hours of sleep. But when you haven't slept for 2 days, decision making is so difficult to do. But you just have to stick to what you planned, make changes where it makes sense, even when you're super tired. Yeah, so when students watch the film, I really want them to take away that no challenge is too big, no challenge is too great. Maybe things don't go well the first time, but just keep trying, keep doing your best, and maybe you can overcome those challenges.
今次呢個係第2次挑戰啦，就失敗咗嘅嚇，大家都知道啦。咁第一次係成功嘅嚇，最難頂係眼瞓咯。記憶猶新嘅就係啲幻覺咯嚇，我都未試過嘅係，原來經過2晚之後就會有啦。個人戴住頭燈啦，喺我對面跑緊過嚟，好驚訝！深夜點會有人跑得咁快，頭燈咁光嘅咧？嗰下撞過嚟我度之後我就醒晒啦，因為個人又已經唔見咗啦嚇。我係籌款咧，係幫啲低收入家庭嘅小朋友可以有機會去做運動啦。背負住一個咁大嘅任務嘅時候，嗰個就係我最大動力啦。我喺入邊咧就失敗咗嘅嚇，咁但係咧對我嚟講係最大嘅得着嚟嘅。人生其實唔係每樣嘢都成功嘅，其實嚇。如果我哋每次都睇個結果嘅話咧，你嘅人生將會好失敗。咁但係原來我哋如果係諗多啲過程嘅話，你喺當中你學到啲乜嘢？我一定有得着嘅喎。其實都係一個你去achieve另一樣嘅嘢， 只要你係唔放棄嘅話。因為我姐姐本身有過度活躍症啦，佢讀書又比較困難嘅嚇。我哋好多時都太注重學生嘅嗰個 result 嚇，而忽略咗佢當中嘅努力嚇。然之後話俾佢聽，其實即使失敗又好，其實呢個都屬於你自己嘅 story 嚇。我記得最清楚嘅 story 其實都係我失敗嘅 story 嚇。好似我行山一樣啦，你唔落到山腳或者落山嘅時候，你先會另一個上山嘅機會。即係我喺度跑越野跑，對我好大嘅一啲嘅領悟嚟。
I think when you first hear about Four Trails, it is just so unfathomable that someone can do 300K straight, that it attracts a lot of questions.
Physically, you're abusing your body in a way you shouldn't.
You can't really imagine how hard it is until you try it.
I've never in my whole life gone through such a pain.
It throws everything at you. Road, stairs, technical, ton of elevation. It beats the shit out of you.
No matter how good you are, no matter how well you're prepared, you can still fail.
You're pushing the edge of what's possible in human endurance.
How far do you push your body?
The longer the distance you go, the more factors come into play. Over the course of 300K, there's always going to be something that's going to go wrong.
72 hours is 3 days straight, non-stop.
That was when my mind just completely disintegrated.
I think it's quite tempting to take on the challenge and not really realize when a challenge is appropriate versus completely ridiculous.
I've never done something as hard as the Four Trails.
Four Trails, hands down, is one of the world's toughest events. For the sport of trail running, the ultimate ball breaker.